My name is Mary Furlong-Minkoff. I'm the Curator of Archaeological Collections here at James Madison's Montpelier, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the ceramics in Nelly's best room. So what you can see here on the table is we have some of the ceramics that are on display if you come to visit Montpelier that you'd see on a regular basis, and then some of the archaeological fragments that helped us figure out what to put on her table. So the ceramics you see here are all variations of a type of pattern that we call tortoiseware. You may sometimes hear it referred to as clouded creamware or Wealden-ware or Wealden wedgewood. All of those different names are basically describing the same type of ceramic where different metal oxides like copper are used to kind of create this splotchy sort of tortoiseshell pattern. One of my favorite pieces of our entire collection is actually this teapot right here. On this one, the copper oxides and the iron oxide are kind of smeared across the vessel with this additional applied molding. And this teapot here almost exactly matches this fragment we have of a teapot base. You can see the molded leaf right along the edge here, which matches a molded leaf right here. So it's almost a perfect match. Another piece that I think is really interesting is this large mug. And this probably wouldn't have been something we would have bought just based off of reading the records. But we started finding pieces like this, where you have a lot of the tortoise design on the outside, but on the inside it's totally clean. That lets us know this is some sort of hollow vessel where people aren't meant to see the inside of it, like a drinking vessel. It also is very tall, and this is one of dozens of fragments of this same vessel, of a mug very similar to the one you see right here. Probably the fragments that we find the most of are fragments of plates, like this one. They have this molded shape royal edge. Occasionally they can have some other molded designs on the rim, but the most common ones we find are this sort of plain molded edge. And they come in a variety of brown, green, mustard yellow, all these different kinds of splotches together. So you can see this plate that we have on display here, again, has that same molded edge, the brown and green, and the green's almost the exact same sort of almost minty green matching along with this piece. Now this one here is a soup plate. So this is a dinner plate, this is a soup plate. And we've actually put this one almost entirely back together. You can see we found almost half of the soup plate. And this is all archaeological fragments that we've been able to glue back together and reconstruct to get a really good idea of what these vessels look like. You may be asking yourselves, why would Nelly Madison pick such ugly stuff to put on her table? I personally love it, but a lot of people think it's pretty atrocious. Well, Nelly and James Sr. actually get married in 1749. 1749 is the first year that these ceramics are actually produced. So if you can imagine, you're getting your brand new china, you're this newlywed, you want what's the height of fashion, what's really in style, and this is what it is. And she seemed to keep using it. So these archaeological fragments that you see here, almost all of them came from the excavations of an outdoor kitchen just to the south of Nelly's wing of the house. And we know that in her later years, that kitchen continued to serve her. So these fragments may be associated from when they lived in that building as their starter home, and then she continued to use them as she moved into the main house and used that kitchen to serve her. So when you look at the historic documents and people talk about visiting Nelly, they talk about it as like going back in time, visiting the past. And one of those big clues probably was that she was still setting her table and drinking her tea out of ceramics like this.